Hello, YouTube. Well, here's a pretty face you haven't seen in a while. My Model M keyboard. I figured I'd talk about this with my keyboard experiences over the past, I don't know, maybe a couple years or so. More like a year. You've seen videos where I unbox several keyboards, from the Rosewill keyboards to the Compaq keyboards. They're all Cherry Switch keyboards. While I love those keyboards and I still beat the crap out of Rubber Dome any day, somehow I still keep going back to the Model M. And I really don't know why. There's just something about it that feels better to me. It doesn't. It has a very stiff typing feel that's not very light. So you know, if you fat finger keys like I do, where I just go, where I hit keys particularly hard anyway on other keyboards, a keyboard like this makes a big amount of sense. For some reason, I just like the buckling spring feeling of the IBM Model M. Playing around with other keyboards has confirmed that for me, that I just really like the feeling of buckling springs, because there's not only is there a click tactile feedback, but there's also that resistance of the spring that just feels so right to me. I don't know why it does, but this is my 1988 Model M, for those of you guys that are new to the channel. I've had this one for a while, for at least 2 years or so. This was my first exposure to mechanical keyboards. That was this keyboard here, and ever since I've been using these, I've loved mechanical keyboards and wouldn't put a Rubber Dome on my main computer again. Rubber Dome keyboard, that is. One thing about the Model M that none of these Cherry keyboards have to offer is a tray for your pens. This is really handy for putting like your Sharpies that you do to write labels, or a pen you use to I don't know, write things. It's just useful to have that tray there. I've had packs of gum on here. I've had computer screws on here. It's just a nice little table to have, I guess. It's a little tray. That's one thing that a lot of these Cherry keyboards just don't seem to offer, is a little tray up top. That's kind of handy. So yeah, I've gone back to the Model M after all this time of playing with Cherry Switch keyboards. I love them, but I think Model M keyboards are probably going to stay on my main computers for quite some time. In fact, in the near future, I do plan to get a Unicomp keyboard for my main computer. Now, Unicomp makes the modern Model M's now. They have the tooling to make it, in case you guys weren't aware. They still make these brand new, even with the Windows keys and the right-click key and everything. And you can also get them in USB. However, the cable's not detachable anymore. I'm sure when I get one, I'll make a video on it. But I plan to get one of those, a USB version, just so I can have my old Model M that's PS2 and my new Model M that's USB. And it really doesn't matter whether you get USB or PS2, because all these keyboards are 2-key rollover anyway, so the interface won't make any difference, except that I think with USB you don't get the interrupt commands, but I'm not sure about that with newer boards. Anyhow, I just thought I'd report on that after all this time playing around with different types of keyboards, I've still come back to the Model M. I still love it above all the others. And the nice thing about these is, if the springs go bad, you can buy new springs and just respring the whole keyboard. Like Grateful42 and I found out when we were fixing his Model M2. That was interesting. But anyhow, I just thought I'd report on this. Report on my my experimentation with keyboards, and these are the results. I like my Model M, and that's probably what's going to stay here for quite some time. If not forever. Either way, there you go, guys. Have a good one, everybody. Ciao.